That sumbitch is tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the Southern Saturday Podcast. Got a special guest today, my own grandpa, Joe Stagner.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. How you doing?
I couldn't be better.
Okay.
How does it feel for me to do so well pretending to be you?
That's great. That is great.
You like being in the videos with me too, don't you?
Well, yeah, I do.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. Been born and raised in Alabama, never left.
Never left Alabama. Never had. Well, I did work out of town at a lot of places, with my work.
Never during hunting season, though.
No, I took off during hunting season. I hunted every day of deer season, all year. Then I cat hunted in the summertime and fox hunted with some friends of mine down there at...
I never remember you fox hunting.
I did. Yeah,
I believe you.
I cat hunted and fox hunted.
I know
but
you
mostly cat hunted.
Yeah.
Caught about 200 and something cats.
That's a lot of cats.
That's a lot of cats, but we did. Had some good dogs. I'll tell you a little story. The worst one that ever happened to me. We went over to Mr. Fred McClendon's over there in Creola.
That's in Alabama.
Hatter's Estate, and he wanted us to come over and run a cat. So we went over there, and we got on a big one that morning about 2 o'clock. Well, the dogs run him and bait him up about 8 o'clock that morning. Well, I was ahead of my brother, Bill, and my cousin, Kenny. I was ahead of them, and I didn't have a stick, didn't have a gun, didn't have nothing. And I walked in, and that cat seen me coming, and didn't have but 4 dogs. One male dog was baying him, and 3 gyps, and they was baying him, and that cat seen me coming. He just took his eyes off of them dogs and started right straight towards me, just like he's gonna eat me up. And I didn't know and that red dog just run right between me and him and locked jaws with him. And down they went, and the cat got on his back and was biting him behind the head. And I grabbed a big old pine limb, man. It was waterlogged, it was wet, rotten. And I hit the cat, knocked him off of the dog. And by the time one of my little Walker Gyps run up there, and I hit at the cat again, and I knocked her out, hit her between the eyes. And she died. I said, "Oh my God, I killed my dog." And anyway, she got up and she thought that cat done it, and she went in on that cat wide open.
That'd scare the shit out of you.
And yeah, but I didn't know what to do when that cat. He just took his eyes off of them dogs, and he just coming right straight to me.
He knew you was the one that sent them dogs down there.
I know. He was about a 34-pound bobcat. He was a big one.
God, I reckon he was.
Yeah, he was a big one. He could eat me. He could have done some damage to me if he'd have got on me. But thank God I had one male dog there, and he wouldn't let him get on me.
Is that your closest call?
That's the closest one that I had.
Well, what about the time that you was almost fell out of the boat with the trot lines or whatever it was?
Oh, that was bad too. I was fishing, and I was running the trot line, putting it out.
Yeah,
had it in a bucket, and it's a ball of line, and I was just feeding it with my hand, and going on, had the motor running, and the old 25 Evinrude. It was just easing along, going on out, of course, out in the middle of Tom Bigby River out there. And I got way out there and didn't have a life jacket on or nothing. And all of a sudden, that ball of cord, it just throwed a half hitch around my finger. And how it done it, I don't know, but it did. It throwed a half hitch around my finger, and it was just pulling me. And I couldn't get, and he was just going to pull my finger. I said, well, I'm not going to let it pull me over in the river because I was drowned. And anyway, I just held on and finally reached back in, and I hit the motor and cut it off. And but that was a close call too.
Well, how did you get it off?
Well, when I cut the motor down, it just pulled me back toward the bank, and and it loosened up when I got the half hitch off of my finger.
Oh, okay. You were going against it.
Yeah, the current was pushing me.
Yeah, I get it.
And the motor was carrying me out, but that was a close call.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about them hoop nets, I think.
Oh yeah, me and a friend of mine, Charles Roy Mitchell, we was up there and we needed some bait.
Yeah.
And we knew a man, and his name was Simon. He was a black guy. He was running them hoop nets. And he always told us, if you ever need any bait, said you can go get some of them old buffalo out of my hoop net and make you some fish bait out of them.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we decided we'd run one of them. Had a little old 12-foot red boat, didn't have a motor on it or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled up there and pulled it up, and when Charles Roy was sitting there letting them hoop nets go down over him, and had two big old buffaloes in it. And he was letting them hoop nets go down to get the buffalo out. And all of a sudden, that swift current caught that little old boat and just cocked it around sideways. And them hook nets started going over back in the water, just bloom, 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 and Charles Roy was up in them. Well, I just grabbed the rim of one and put my feet against the side of the boat and held it till he could get out of it. And he got out of it. I turned it loose and it just went on right on back in the river. I told him, I said, we going. We ain't gonna get no more fish bait out of them things. But he could have got drowned.
If you hadn't have been there,
If I hadn't have been there, he would have drowned.
He would have got drowned.
Yeah, no way you could have got out of there and got back to the top. Once you go 30 foot under the water, you had it.
I tell you, people don't realize that the more time you spend out on the river and in the woods, you see some crazy shit.
Oh, that's crazy stuff. Have seen some crazy stuff.
Me and Dad was fishing. I don't know. It's been 5 or 6 years ago. And we were fishing for bass, and I was throwing a little white frog and working it back and forth. And all of a sudden, a big, huge owl come out of the water and picked that frog up and started flying backwards with it. And I was reeling and fighting the owl. And he finally let it go. I thought I was going to have to cut the line. And me and Dad looked at each other and said, Dad looked at me and he said, if I hadn't have been here with you, I'd have never fucking believed you.
I know. I know stuff happened. It really does.
What's the craziest thing you ever seen in the woods or the river? Tell them about that thing that you and Jackie, which is my grandma.
Oh, yeah. Me and my wife was up there in Middle River.
It don't matter. In the river down there.
In the river, Middle River. We sat there fishing. Well, we hadn't even got a bite. I had crickets and worms. We were just fishing. And all of a sudden, there's something come upside that boat. It was bigger than my boat. And it just made a roll like that, and it took it back. It seemed like, it wasn't that long, but it seemed like it took it 3 or 4 minutes to make that roll go back down. That's how long it was. At least 20 foot long. And I ain't never been able to figure out what that was.
You think it was a gar?
I don't know if it was a gar or not. It could have been one of them
manatees?
Manatees. It could have been a big old manatee. I don't really know, but he was my. And she looked at me and she said, "Get me out of here." I said, "Okay." So we rolled that pose up and we left there. But yeah, that was something crazy too. Now I don't know what it was, but it was in fresh water. I don't know what it was.
Well, that don't matter. I mean, if something could have made it up there and probably
but it
died.
must have been sitting there watching us the whole time in that boat because we couldn't get a bite from nothing. Nothing bite.
That's why it done ate everything in there. Everything was
hiding. Hiding from it. Yeah, it was hiding from it.
It might have been a big alligator gar. I've seen some big ass pictures of alligator gars.
It could have been a big alligator gar, but if it was 20 foot long. It was a monster. But,
what do you think it was? A whale?
Huh?
You think it was a whale?
I don't know. It was up fresh water.
It might have been something nobody's seen before, for all we know.
Right. It could have been. It was in fresh water, or what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, in the river. I know.
But a lot of stuff comes out of the Mobile Bay down there.
They've seen sharks.
And comes up Mobile River, you know, and comes
That's what
on
I'm
up in there,
saying.
all kind of stuff.
They found sharks all the way up in the damn Great Lakes.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little something. Us running trot lines, put out a lot of trot line, you know, put crawfish on them, live crawfish.
People that don't know what trot lines are, they're under the water and they got bait on them, a bunch of hooks all the way to.
Yeah.
They sit on the bottom and catfish generally eat them.
But I've caught 4 and 5 pound flounders up in Mobile River, fishing right out in the middle of the river on my trot line. Now, you know.
Well, me and Dad, I told you, we were fishing in Big Creek Lake, which is a freshwater lake. It's not a river. Yeah. And it's clear as day. You can see down 20, 30 foot, crystal clear water. And we were fishing one day, and it's full of grass. But on top of this grass just sat a stingray. How the fuck did it get in there? Who put it in there? I don't know. But it was sitting right there on top, stingray, just a swimming.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's another, if I hadn't had a witness there with me, they'd have never believed. Somebody had to put him in there. But how's he alive?
I don't know how they live in fresh water.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if they can, or they adapt to it somehow or another. I don't know.
They figure out a way to make it.
Yeah, they do. They adapt.
What about hunting? What's the craziest thing you ever seen hunting?
Well, now this is going to seem like a big lie, but it's not. It's the truth. Me and my uncles and all was up there, and we was deer hunting.
Yeah.
And put me on a stand, put my uncle right down next to me on a stand. He was drinking. He was pretty much drunk. And anyway, and had about 3 or 4 dogs.
Wait, hold on. Is this the uncle that used to, if he run out of beer, he'd go to drinking hand sanitizer and shit?
No, it's his brother, but he was just
Two
about
peas
as
in a
bad.
pod, yeah.
Yeah, because both of them loved to drink that whiskey. But anyway, he was about drunk, and I heard the dogs jump, and they come running, 4 dogs. They was running every breath, come down through there and run right up by him. I didn't hear him do nothing, and I said, well, he might have been running the door or something. And they come on down to me. Well, them 4 bucks run up there and stopped. About 40 steps of them. They were looking right at me. And I just had a little, one of the best guns, American-made Browning. It was 1949.
Yeah, I still got one just like
I
it.
still got it.
You still got yours
1949 Browning. I shooting double aughts. And I just put it on that big buck standing there and said, pow! Well, the deer just flew whenever which way. And I shot one time. Well, here come the dogs. They just turned and went right back out there and caught one, a big cow horn. It just broke his hip. 1 buckshot hit him. Caught him, and by the time when I shot it, woke Paul up. He must have been asleep. And here he come down there. What did you net? I said, well, I shot this deer. I said, but this ain't the deer I shot. I said, I shot a bighorn deer. I said, he had bighorn. I said, this is just a cow horn. Oh, you ain't shot no. I said, okay. So we was dragging him back to the road, you know, and I got back up there where I shot at. I laid another one. I said, yonder lays one I shot. And got up there. No, he was about a 4-inch spike. He was hit 1 buckshot, hit him right between the eyes. I said, no, I didn't shoot this one either. He said, man, you kidding me? I said, I ain't either. I said, I ain't shot but 1 time, and there lays 2 dead deer. And so we got that deer, and we was dragging him on towards the road, and I seen a white belly laying there, and I laid a big 8-point, and a 4 buckshot hit him right through the heart. I said, this is the deer I shot. Paul said, I ain't believing that. I said, well, that's 3 bucks. And I didn't hit the other one, I don't reckon. But I killed 3 bucks at 1 shot. Now, that's then I had my brother now. That's all we done hunted. But he killed 2 bucks 3 different times at 1 shot.
Yeah.
Then my other brother, he went up there and he killed 2 big bucks every Saturday for 6 Saturdays in a row. he was killed double bucks, 2 bucks.
But nobody ever did 3 like you in 1 shot.
No, I not
You're
as I know
still the king.
of. Not as I know of. I was the only one that ever killed 3 at 1 shot.
If y'all know anybody that did, let us know.
Yeah, but
Right now, you're the undisputed king.
Yeah, well, we had plenty of deer back then, Justin.
Yeah.
Where we lived at, you could see my uncles raised, they had 100 acres. Each one of them had 100 acres of corn planted, and you could go over there at night and see it has as many as 100 head of deer and 45, 50 of them would be bucks at night in the cornfields. A lot of people will never see that again.
Not in Alabama, though.
Not in Alabama. It may somewhere.
There's plenty of places that still got big old open fields and tons of deer.
But where we at now?
It's all houses and shit now.
Yeah, houses is taking over. They sold International and Scott Paper Company and International Paper Company. They sold all that land.
Yeah.
And they build subdivisions on it now. So I say in another 20 years, you won't be able to even find an acre of land to hunt on. Nothing. You know, there'll be a house on it.
Not where we live anyway.
Not where we live. From Saraland to Central Nail.
They don't know where that's at.
Well, I know,
we do.
But in Alabama. But it won't be a spot on the side of the road nowhere it ain't a house on it. I go ahead and tell you, and that's the truth.
Yeah, that's probably
true.
true.
It is growing up now. They done putting 4-lane highways, and you have to wait sometimes. I don't know, sometimes 5 or 6 minutes before you can ever even get out on the road or whatever.
Okay.
There's so many cars.
I know, it's crazy. So let's talk more about your family when you was little. Tell them about the time you got a football for Christmas.
Oh, my football for Christmas. Okay. Well,
tell them how many brothers and sisters you got.
I had 5 sisters and 2 brothers. There was 8 of us. But anyway, me and my 2 brothers, all we got for Christmas was one little bitty football about 6 inches long. Well, my cousins come down, and 2 of them, and Kenny and Ed, they came down, and we got to playing football. Well, Ed got the breath knocked out of him.
Which hurts.
Just playing, and he got tackled and knocked the breath out of him, and he was acting like he was dying. Well, my daddy, he come out of the house and seen it, and she come out there and wanted to know what was going on, and anyway, he just took the football up and took his pocket knife in it and socked his pocket knife in it and wrung it around that football and slung it across the fence. Well, that was the end of our Christmas. That's all me and my 2 brothers got for Christmas was one football.
And it lasted 20 minutes.
And people don't believe that, but that's the truth. We didn't get nothing for Christmas back then. Sometimes your daddy'd make us 4 or 5 take corn cobs, put 3 chicken feathers in them, and throw them corn cobs up in there, and they'd twirl, and that's all we had to play with. And marbles, on the ground. Yeah. Didn't have many marbles. But when I started to school, I'd take my 10 marbles in my pocket to school and play them boys for keeps at school, and I'd come home with 200 or 300 marbles in my pocket. I would learn how to win all the marbles away from them.
Yeah.
But
what if that's all they got for Christmas, and then you took it all?
That was about all they got too. People didn't have much back then.
I know.
And you wouldn't. But nowadays, if you don't spend $3,000 or $4,000 on a baby, a baby, and you don't even know what it is. If you don't spend at least $3,000 on him, you're a no good sucker. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm just telling you the way times have changed.
I know.
Times have changed, really.
I know they have. God, what?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what about what about some more family stories like about tell some Bernard Watts stories.
Oh, Bernard. Well,
which is that's my grandpa's cousin. He's kind of infamous down here for how strong he was and how crazy he was.
Oh yeah, he was bad. He was 4 months older than me, but he went to Maine when he was about 16 years old, and up there all he done was paperwood, cut paperwood and load them paperwood trucks.
Yeah.
And man, when he come back here when he was about 19 years old. You talk about strong.
Just throwing shit all day?
Yep.
That'll make you way stronger than working out.
Oh, yeah, he was strong, Justin. I'm telling you, he couldn't nobody put his arm down that I know of, and we done everybody we could find. He just popped the arm against he was strong as a bull. But anyway, he got his leg cut off when he was in a car wreck out running.
How many car wrecks he get in, you reckon?
Oh, 8 or 9. Probably totaled out 8 or 9 cars. But he lived through all of them.
Yeah.
And he got his leg cut off. And the state trooper was out running the state trooper, and we had Cincinnati was playing Jackson up in Jackson, Alabama, was playing high school football. And him and my uncle, after the game was over with, he knocked out about 3 or 4 of them football players. And
Was he a grown man?
no, he wasn't but about 21 years old.
Why was he fighting high school kids?
Well, hell, they was 21. Some of them was 20, 21 years old too. They thought they jumped on them because they. Well, anyway,
It don't matter.
It don't matter why they happened, but back then, that's just the way it was. But anyway, and then they jumped in the car and took off. Well, the state trooper got after him, was coming back down through Wiggleville, coming back to Mobile, and he was running 120 miles an hour in a 59 Impala Chevrolet. And there was cars coming and going, and he just run over and was running the side of the road, and there was a brick wall over a cupboard, stood up about 2 foot high off of the ground, and about 6 foot long. And when he hit it, it jerked the whole frame out from under that car, totaled the car out, and cut his leg off. Well, when one of the cops come there, he was telling it. I wasn't there, but the cops told it anyway. He said, I ain't never seen nobody as tough as that boy. Said he was meat hanging his leg on. He just told him, said, take your pocket knife and cut my leg on off.
Good God.
Said, just take your pocket knife and cut my leg on. That state trooper was telling that. Said, I ain't never seen nobody as strong as that boy was.
Good God.
And anyway, he did, cut his leg off. And anyway, he lost his leg. And
I don't think they make people that tough anymore.
no, they don't.
No, not like that.
No,
Y'all's age group's probably the toughest people alive.
it was pretty tough. Well, look.
I wouldn't tell nobody to cut my leg off. I'd say, please save it. Please. Whatever you can do.
But it was just some skin and some meat hanging. It wasn't nothing to save, really.
I still don't think I'd have been telling the state trooper to cut it off.
He told him to just go ahead and cut it off. And state trooper was telling that. Said, I ain't never seen nobody like that boy was. But anyway, then Vernon, he used to love to fight. Man, he just tried to find somebody who could whoop him. But they couldn't nobody whoop him. That's the thing it was. They couldn't whoop him. He'd knock him out and just strip old licks. If he hit like a mule kicking.
That's a good saying. I'm gonna write that down. He hit like a mule kicking.
Yeah, he'd hit like a mule kicking.
Imagine the money he could have made today.
Oh yeah, but Bernard lived to be about. He's dead now. He died. He was in his 70s.
Y'all couldn't ever talk him into boxing or nothing?
He done got, no, we didn't even try to back then. He thought everybody would fight him and whoop him, and there was 3 boys that went to Viga High School. One of them was Mo Haggard and Teddy Haggard and Dino Haggard, 2 twins, Teddy and Dino. Well, they got into it with Bernard.
Hell of a name.
Huh?
It's a hell of a name, Teddy and Dino.
Yeah. But they got into it with him, and he whooped both of them. Well, they went and got their brother. He was older. His name was Mo Haggard. He went and got him and come back up there and go whoop him. Well, he told Teddy and them, said, y'all don't come get me no more to whoop nobody. He said, man.
That's what the older brother said.
Yeah, that's what the older brother said. Don't come get me to whoop nobody else for you. Hey, when he got through with him, and Bernard had one leg in,
Oh, shit.
And somebody told him, said, hey, you were fighting a one-legged man. He said, I ain't no way I was fighting a one-legged man. So that man wasn't one-legged. He said, I'm telling you, you were fighting a one-legged man. Mo couldn't believe it. He had to come and find out for sure that he was fighting a one-legged man. He said, I ain't never seen nobody like him.
What, did he have a fake leg?
Oh, he had a,
just a peg?
It went down, it's part of his leg.
Did he have
went
a fake
down
shoe or anything?
It wrapped around his leg up in.
But what did the bottom of it look like?
No, it
looked like a foot, right?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you another little thing. When he was drinking, and he was off with old Doyle Creeks and all of them, and anyway, Bernard told Doyle, said, watch them on just pick at them old boys. And then he took his knife out and said, he said, y'all don't know who y'all fooling with. And anyway, Bunter took his knife out and said, and he just stabbed his knife in his leg. Said, pulled it back out, said, you don't know who you fooling with. And said, them boys left there flying. And when he stabbed that knife in his leg, he thought he had a real leg.
He stabbed it in the wood.
Leg. Well, it wasn't wood, plastic. And stabbed that knife and said they left there flying.
Well, wouldn't you?
Huh? Yeah,
I would have too.
I said, he's that bad. I wouldn't have been there either. But yeah, his brother Bunter's brother, his name was Jimmy. He was the oldest. He wrecked about 9 cars, and he finally got killed. A train hit him going across the railroad track.
Yeah, you ain't gonna live through one of them trains.
Yeah, it hit him.
Was he racing it?
Huh?
Was he racing it?
All of them. He was racing all them cars. All them wrecks. He was.
No, but was he racing the train?
No. He didn't even know the train was running that day. There was no lights. He just stopped sign, but he should have stopped, but he didn't. And he said he had never seen a train cross that time of day. And he just when he was driving, he had a 10 dump truck hauling dirt, had 10 yards on the back of it, and
he was driving a dump truck.
Yeah, and when he had his little boy in there with him, he was 7 years old, and when he got to the railroad track, it was too late. He tried to stop, but he wouldn't stop. That dirt just pushed him right. He hit the third. It was 3 engines pulling that train. And hit the third engine, and it drug him down the railroad.
Seems like he would have heard it. I guess the dump truck's pretty loud, though.
Yeah, well, he just and there it just had a stop sign, and bushes growed up on both sides of the railroad track. You couldn't see down no distance, And anyway, he got killed. That's how he got killed.
Tell him about the. Y'all know when you're driving your car and you got somebody with you, you'll pull to a stop sign, you'll say, anything coming? They'll say, oh, you got it. Or they say, ain't nothing coming.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
That was Ronald Brown and George Brown.
It was just a guy he knew in his buddy.
Lived over by. He had his boy in there with him. He was coming from the church, and he come out to the end of the road, and he said, anything coming, Ronald? And Ronald said, no, ain't nothing coming but a big truck. And he done run out in the road and it hit him.
Ain't nothing coming. So now that's a joke we do all the time. Me and you going somewhere, I say, anything coming? You say, ain't nothing coming but a big truck.
Yeah, but a big truck. But anyway, that truck hit him, and he caused him and his daddy both to get killed. Just sat talking that kind of stuff with him.
Well, he probably didn't mean to.
He didn't mean to.
He just talked real slow.
Oh, ain't nothing coming but a big truck. And he doesn't run out in the road before he got there.
That's the problem with people in the South. When they talk so slow, ain't nothing coming but a big truck. He's halfway out in the road.
Yeah, that's what happened. But he did. I've seen some awful stuff.
How many of my Southern sayings do you think I got from you? Probably 90% of them.
I don't know what you think.
Now it's done got to where you go. You like going to Biloxi and
I
gambling,
love gambling,
but they done started recognizing you down there.
Oh, everybody does. They come up and say, "Hey, ain't you Justin's grandpa?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What about Waylon? Ain't Waylon your son?" I said, "Yeah, Waylon's my son."
Yeah,
and so there you go. They know me. I met people I never. I've sat down. I was down there with Dylan, your brother, and his wife, girlfriend, and I was waiting on, and they went over there to cash the chips in, and I done cashed mine in. I was sitting on the bench, and I said, I just sit here and wait on y'all. And and I seen this guy walk up, and he just stopped and was standing there staring at me. I didn't know what he was going to jump on me or what. I just seen him standing there. And directly he said, "Hey, aren't you Justin and Waylon's daddy?" I said, "Yes, I am." And anyway, he told me who he was, but I forgot who he even said he was. But yeah, I have people doing that all the time.
You had that little waitress come over and say, "I saw you in that video."
That's right. Yeah. She was at the palace. We went in there, and boy, my wife was standing there, her and her sister and her brother and his wife. They were standing there waiting on me. I went to the bathroom. And I come back and I heard her just a hollering. And got up there and she said, I seen your grandson. Said, I've been following him for ever since he started on Southern Grandpa. I said, Justin? She said, yeah. And said, I seen you in there with him. I said, yeah, well, I done some videos with him.
Yeah.
But, so there's a lot of people, you know.
We're going to do some more videos.
Yeah, we need to. But we've done a few
We're going to do some fishing ones.
fishing one, get that new bass boat. And
Me and you used to fish about every day.
Did. Fished a lot after I retired. But, you know, I'm getting old now.
Well, you just...
But I still ain't, you know, Justin, the Lord has blessed me.
That's right.
I don't take no kind of medicine.
The doctor said you're the healthiest 82-year-old he's ever seen.
Right. I don't take no kind of medicine, not nothing. And, you know. And
you got COVID and you just shit it right out.
I had COVID. I did take it, but it never affected me. They told me I had COVID. The doctor did. They said, yeah, you got COVID. I said, all I got is a little bit of a runny nose. And anyway, so if COVID was bad, it sure wasn't bad for me. I mean, you know, I just don't understand how it killed people. And
it did everybody different, looked like.
Yeah, it looked like it did. Or either they were just making all that up one. I don't know.
I don't know. Jake, your nephew,
yeah,
he worked down in the infirmary. They had a bunch of people dying there.
Yeah, I know they did. They said COVID killed them. I don't know. You know.
All right, let's talk about Alabama football.
Okay.
What do you think about losing? Yeah, we lost Nick Saban. What do you think about that?
Well, he didn't have to retire, but he did. He got a good record, and you know, the best.
Shit, the best
Probably
record.
won't never be broken. I never did think he would break Bear Bryant, but he did break Bear Bryant's record. But I never would have thought he would have. But you know, he's a good coach, but you know he ain't gone from Alabama. You know
right,
that.
he's still there as a consultant.
Yeah,
got an office there.
Yeah.
Well, how you think the new boy's gonna do?
The new coach?
How you think he's
gonna do good because he's gonna do what Saban says. You know,
I think it's gonna be a bunch of. I don't think college football is gonna be worth watching eventually when they can just transfer as much as they want. Anytime they don't like what the coach says to them, they can just leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with paying them for if they sell the jerseys or something, they should get paid for that. But you're giving them all that money. I don't think the drive for the NFL is going to be. I don't think they'll even care if they go to the NFL if they're already making millions of dollars for 4 years.
Yeah.
They won't leave. They won't go to college 1 year and go to the NFL like they do now. They'll stay for all 4 years and make as many millions as they can. I just don't think they'll care to go to the NFL by then.
Well,
some of them will, but not all of them.
Well, the way I look at it, $1 million would satisfy me.
Well, I know that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to make millions before they even go to the NFL.
Exactly.
They may not even want to go. They might want to retire.
Yeah, they will. I would.
I would too. I ain't going to take a chance in getting my leg broke or neck broke.
Well, I was about to say, every game you play in the NFL, is just like getting in a car wreck. You got the biggest men on earth just trying to
break you in two,
turn your liver loose.
That's right.
They're just trying to kill you.
That's right.
And it probably feels like every Monday morning after a Sunday night game, it probably feels like you've been in a car wreck.
Yeah, well,
and if you could make millions of dollars before that, you could just retire.
Oh, you would. Most of them will. I mean, you know, if they got any sense, they will. I wouldn't want to keep sticking my neck out there and enjoy your millions. Get out of it.
Yeah, don't blow them all. Spend them.
Enjoy them.
Invest some of them smart, and you can just do it forever.
Yeah, and enjoy your life. Because you ain't going to live forever, no way.
No, but I mean, some of them will go to the NFL, but if I've already made... $10 or $15 million this year. I don't think I'm going
to go anywhere.
Yeah, unless you're just dying to get in a car wreck every Sunday.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of them. After all those, at least they have helmets and pads or whatever. But you still getting your brain rattled around every time somebody hits you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get this
Concussion, or
concussion,
dislocate your shoulder.
shoulder,
All
or
your
neck.
joints is gonna hurt by the time you're grown. By the
Well,
time you're old.
yep, that's true.
What all on you hurts?
Well, right now,
You just had shoulder surgery last year.
That was the only thing that really hurt. Well, yeah, that's the only thing that really hurt me in my life is my shoulder.
Yeah.
When I got hurt a year ago it was July the 2nd.
Yeah.
I got hurt.
Now you got to fish left-handed.
Well, I can throw left-handed. I'm gambling now, and I can throw with my dad. I got one.
Let's talk about that. You love gambling.
Oh yeah,
You got a crap table in your house.
I got one in my house.
You practice
Learning
on it
how
all.
to practice how to throw the dice. And if I hadn't had, when I first started with my left hand, actually I was operating on, and I had my arm in a sling and all that. I was throwing them left-handed. I'd throw them straight up. I couldn't, it's just like I'm right-handed, and it was just like learning how to use your left hand all over again.
Yeah.
But now I can roll them as good as left-handed as I could right-handed. Now I can roll right-handed again. My son got well where I can start throwing back right-handed, so I can throw. I was down there at the Hard Rock here about a month ago with me and Dylan and Hannah, and the guy at the table. I told him, I said, well, I've been throwing left-handed. I said, I'm going to start throwing right-handed. He said, oh, what? You can't throw two-handed, can you? I said, yes, sir. I said, I can throw either hand. I can throw either hand. I'm just going to let my left hand rest a little bit and throw with my right hand.
What do you think's the difference in, I come out to the house, at your house, and we'll come in there and you say, Justin, I won $30,000 in there last night. Why do you think you can only do that at home and not?
Well, no.
Let's be honest. It's because it's fake money, and you would never bet that much in real life.
That's right. That's why I couldn't do it.
That's right.
I could do it if I had that kind of money to just bet like
To
I
just
do with
throw
the
it
fake
away,
money.
fake money.
That's right. If I had the money up there, I could win that.
But why don't you ever go in there and play like you would really play? You always betting $500-600 a hand.
Well,
Because it's fun.
yeah, it's fun. You have a good time, and I do win. I don't win all the time. I don't
I'm
win
not saying
every
that.
time.
I'm just saying when you gamble at home, you say I won $30,000 in there
Yeah,
yesterday.
but see, that's when I bet. Like I just got free chips,
I know.
and I would put 500 on the 4, 10, 9, and 5, and 6 and 8, and I just load them up, and I'd get on a good roll. I would hit them and 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 double down, and first thing you know, I'd have $30,000-$40,000 won.
So you don't think dice is rigged at the boats?
And what?
You think it's rigged?
No, well, not on the crap table. Because,
That's what I mean.
Well, here's
I'll tell you how I know it's not, because I can lose at your house. Most of the time you will.
But here's the thing about the dice, and they'll do it every time. They'll put a brand new set of dice on the table, 6 of them or 8 of them,
Yeah.
and they'll let them throw. A couple of people throw them dice for an hour. Then they'll take them 8 up and put 8 more brand new ones out there.
You don't think they got a magnet in them or something?
No, they ain't got no magnet. What it is, they are perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Sharp edge. Yeah. And when a dice is, when most people just pick a dice up and sling it, it's going to 7. It's going to land on there's 6 ways to hit a 7.
Yeah.
And 5 ways to hit a 5, 5 ways to hit a 4. So, them your most ways to hit. Then your 5 and 9, they come too. But then the 6 and 8 will come more, but it won't pay nothing. They don't pay no odds. It pays even money.
Yeah.
But a 4 and 10 pays double. A 5 and 9 pays time and
I will say that there's nobody that's having more fun in the casino than the people playing craps.
That's right.
You don't hear nobody screaming and jumping and cheering anywhere else.
Well, fellas told me down there at work there. he was on the table. He said, Mr. Joe. They called me Joe, you know. Some of them call me Papa. Some of them call me Gambling Man or Bobcat Man or whatever. I answered all of them. But anyway, he told me, he said, you know, I'll tell you something. He said, you know why our boats are still afloat? Why we still can open these boats up down here? He said, it's not on account of you and Dylan, your brother, your grandson there. And he says, that ain't the reason. He said, y'all will win $3,000 or $4,000 down here. Or maybe 8 of y'all, won't be but 8 of y'all on the table, and said, might near all 8 of you will win. But said, what it is, it said, it's these people who've got 5,000 slot machines in here, and you got somebody on every one of them, and it said, every one of them, penny slots too, he said. He said, every one of them will lose for me to $400 to $1,000 on them penny slot machines.
Well, it ain't even the slot machine.
And he said, when you do that, he said, that's what keeps the boat going.
That's not even, it's not just the slot machines. There's just people have a problem gambling, and they're not going to quit until they're broke.
That's right.
If they win more, it just means they stay longer.
But he said,
they'll bring their paycheck every week and just sit down there and just spend every dime that they got.
Yeah, well, that's true. But anyway, he said the slot machine.
Well, slot machines probably make the most money. But
he said that'd be 5,000 of them playing.
Well, you got to think there's only there's only usually 2 crap tables, three or 4 tops,
and then about 6 on
there's
each table.
There's 1,000 slot machines.
And more than that, he said 5,000.
There probably is 5,000.
Yeah, but anyway, he said, and everybody playing them.
Well, they're easy to play. A lot of people don't play
and
those
he said
games.
They sat there and they said they love to hit them stop machine, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, they make them ding-a-ling whether they win or not. You know, when you put $1 in
so
it.
You think they get addicted to the sound of it.
Now, here's another thing, too. A penny slot, you think, well, they're going to play a penny. You don't play a penny. The least you can play, if you play the max, it'd be about $5 a pool.
That's not a least. That's the max.
That's max, yeah. Yeah, that's the max.
The least is probably like 10 cents. It's still not a penny.
Yeah.
Still not a penny.
No,
it's probably 30 cents or whatever.
But if you play, it's like I seen a boy down there one time. We were playing the 3-way red sevens on the slot machine, and it tells you on the machine you got to have max in there.
To get the jackpot.
You got to have three quarters in every quarter machine. You got to have 3 quarters in there to win.
To win the jackpot.
To do anything. To
win the jackpot.
You won't win nothing if you don't have it. But anyway, he was sitting there putting a quarter in it, and I walked up and I stood there and looked at him. He put a quarter in it and pulled it. Then put a quarter in it, 3 red sevens to run across there. He said, oh, look at that, now I won again. I said, what'd you win? He said, nothing, it didn't pay nothing. I said, what it said on the machine. He said, I done hit them 3-way sevens about 7 times. I said, you know what?
About as bright as a haunted house, wasn't
he? Was bright, real bright, as a haunted house. He was. But anyway, I said, man, you ain't going to win nothing. You just give him a quarter every time you pull it. But
that's what he wanted to do. He liked the ding-a-ling. That's what he wanted to do. He liked to see the 3-grade sevens come. And if he put 3 quarters in it, he wasn't going to see Well, you can just get that on a damn iPad or something and play it all day for nothing.
That's what,
Let it make the sound ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, well, they got them more to do that.
You know, I think it used to be better when it used to pay you in real money, when the money would fall out and people would go crazy. Because it would look like a lot, but it'd be 80 nickels, and they'd just act like they won a fucking $8 million.
Hey, I remember your mama. I was down
My
there.
mama's loud.
Is what
he's
getting.
You can hear.
Let me tell you, I don't know if I told it
No,
to you.
But I'm going to tell them about her first before you tell the story.
Okay.
You can hear her over everybody in every room she ever goes in.
That's right.
Her voice carries. Just, you can hear her over everybody.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, we was down there, and I was sitting over there, and I was playing 5-nickel machine. You put 5 nickels in it to max. Well, I put 5 nickels in it, pulling it, and hadn't hit nothing. But I hadn't put much money in it. And about the time she went off over there, just screaming. I said, damn, what she's done? I thought she'd hit a jackpot. And so I get up, and a woman walked up behind me, And she said, you through? I said, yeah, I'm going to go over here and see what she's won. She's hit something over here. She's squealing all, I could hear all over the house. I said, she's hit something. I said, you can have it. So I gave her the machine, and while I went over there, I said, what'd you win, Lisa? She said, I won 80 nickels. I said, oh, my God, I thought you done hit a jackpot. And while I was standing there talking to her, this woman I just gave my machine to, it was a nickel machine, the woman come over and say, hey, your wife has just hit for $154,000 on that 5 nickel machine you was playing. I said, that ain't my wife. She said, yeah. I said, wasn't you just playing that machine? I said, yeah, I was. With blue and white stripes. She said her husband had a blue and white striped shirt on. Said, that's you, ain't it? I said, no, that ain't my wife. And then when I walked over, she hit for $154,000. She couldn't have put over $1.50 in it. Just that quick. Time I give it to her, she just hit.
All my mama's fault.
And I told Lisa, I said, look at that, Lisa, what you called me. Screaming. Yeah, screaming. And I thought she'd done won a jackpot, 90 nickels.
I bet that ride home was real good.
Oh, well.
God, that's hilarious.
The worstest thing is, you won't believe this.
No, are you about to tell the lotto ticket story?
Yeah, about the lottery ticket. I'm going to tell you about the lottery ticket. I was working in Mississippi down there at Jack Watkins power plant. Well, we were going in to work that morning. There was 8 of us sitting on the back of a truck. There was some Boilermakers. There was 3 Boilermakers, me and Tony Glasscock and
it don't matter.
But then there was 3 of us sitting on there, and there was some pipe fitters and iron workers. They was on there. And I said, listen, I had an ink pen. I said, hey, all of y'all can pick a number, one number to win out of the lotto. I said, give me a number, each one of them. And give me 7 numbers. And I wrote them in my hand with that ink. And I said, when I go back through Saraland this evening, I'm going to stop at the Waffle House, and I'm going to go in there and that's where you could buy your ticket.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna get me a lotto ticket. Well, I was driving, and Tony and Cybers was riding with me, and I had to come over to 43,
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, up there. But put them out. And so when I was going by, I run by, so where you get off there to go to the Waffle House, the Celeste Road exit, I run by it, and I said, and you couldn't get off until you'd had to go all the way to Quill to turn around to come back. And I said, oh, hell, it probably won't, it ain't nothing. I ain't going to do that. But I still had them wrote in my hand. And so I went into work the next morning, and I think it was Saturday. We had a drawing that Saturday night, and that was I worked Friday and Saturday. And anyway, I wrote them numbers down, ink on my finger. I took them out, wrote them on a piece of paper, and had them on a piece of paper. And then Saturday night, they had a drawing. I had all 6 of the numbers, paid $90 million, and I didn't even have them. Now,
you might as well never play it again.
Might have never play again, because look, I had my chain, and just didn't bet it.
Well, Ronnie's my stepdad, his mama played the same 6 numbers for the lottery her whole life. Every time she played the lottery, she would get the same 6 numbers, write them down, same 6 numbers. Well, she's sitting in her house one day, and she's sitting in the living room watching the lottery numbers come across the screen, and there goes her 6 numbers, but it's a week she didn't have it. She might as well never play it again.
Well, nope. That's just like that $90 million. I had them in my hand, I just didn't get them.
Well, see,
so we was talking.
Mama cost you the $154,000, but you cost yourself $90 million.
That's right. But did one person hit it. One person.
So you'd have had to split it. You got 45.
I would have had to split it. Yep, one person did hit it that night, and
that's how quick your life could have changed.
Oh yeah, it would have changed.
You'd have had gold cowboy boots on.
I've been walking around with gold cowboy boots, probably. I
All right, this was fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Okay. Y'all share this video. Check him out. He's going to be in a bunch of our videos. We're going to do some fishing videos, some hunting videos. We'll do all kind of stuff. Y'all have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all. Bye.